Yes, my YouTube family. Now I'm back again with another reaction video. So this reaction video is a bit of a techie one. Of course, you guys already saw the thumbnail. Let's dive into this video real quickly and I'm gonna chop it back with you guys.
I just had a man pick me up for a date. He asked me if I was a man in the car. I said yes. This man turns around and takes me back home. Now, this is a very prime example of somewhat fragile masculinity, but also dishonesty. Not on my end, but on the end of the suitor. I met him last Friday at a club when I was out with my girlfriends. At some point, we duck off, we're talking, we're chatting, we're dancing, we're like really having a good time. We're throwing banter back and forth, we're being flirty, all these things. Mind you, I am flat-chested as fuck. I am not a woman. I'm just a very beautiful man. Proceeds to kiss me, XYZ, right? Has been texting.
I want to pause something, said something about flat-chested. First of all, yeah, transgender community as a straight male, right, I think it's you guys' responsibility to actually let male know that you are a man, especially when they approach you, because you already know that the reason why they're approaching you because you look like a female. I mean, it looks like, you know, the typical black woman out here with the wigs and the makeup and so on. So some men are not really a breast man like that. Some men are arse man. So you got to remember as well, if the guy approached you in the club, like what you said, right, and it's quite dark, right, and you was with your female friends, which probably look the same way you look, right, I must assume, right, I think it's your responsibility to let the guy know that you are a man, you know. I think that's respect for yourself and respect for the guy, so you're not leading anyone on. The fact that you knew there was a misunderstanding, because obviously by the way you was coming up in the beginning of the video, you already said that, you know, he wanted to ask you a question to see if he was a man or not. You should be able to pick that up because you are the one that's a tran and you've been a tran a very, very long time. So you should be able to be experienced enough to know if somebody doesn't know if he was a man or a woman or not. So I do feel like the trans community, you guys need to be straight up, bro. Like real talks. You lot can't be out here pretending you're a female and making the dude find out last minute what you are. You know, I feel like that's unacceptable. Let's get back into it.
Since last Friday when I gave him my number, he proceeds to tell me in the car, I don't really know how to ask this, or, you know, I really just don't know how to bring this up, but are you a man? And I looked at him and I was like, yes, I am. I'm just a very feminine man. He pulls over and he's like, I just want to sit over and just like kind of talk about this for a second. I've never been in this position before, so I'm just like not really sure how to handle it. I had an inkling of a thought, but I didn't want to ask you and you be offended if you were not. However, it's just not something that I'm into particularly.
I generally feel like you are smart enough to pick that up from a man, not wanting to offend you, because there's some females out here that do look like dudes. Let's keep it 100%, right? And it'll be a disrespect for a man to actually say, you know what, like, I want to ask you a question. You're a guy, and then the girl says, hell no, I'm not a guy, and it starts wigging out. So I feel like you know exactly what you're doing, and you're playing that for your advantage, for your own selfish act, right? To see how far you can take it to. And I feel like that's very disgusting. And I feel like majority of the time, when somebody that is trying to tell somebody that, you know, I'm a dude, they are so fed up of getting let down. Then on the spot, they feel like they want to try to drag it the extra mile to see what if I could change them. I feel like that's totally wrong. And just keep it 100 from the jump. When someone approaches you and you feel like there's some type of chemistry that you think that is there, I feel like at some point you should say to them, I'm a trans, because I know when they asking you, like, yo, where you from? You're going to say where you're from. You're going to ask them where they're from. They're probably going to ask your age. Or how old are you? Or you're going to say, how old are you? How would you do for living? And I feel like it's that time where you drop the bomb on them. Keep it 100%. Don't hold back on the truth. Don't hold back on the truth. I make a man, you know, be texting you like you're some females. You know, that's very satanic. You know what I mean? And you're not moving in good faith as well, brother.
And I think that's part of a bigger conversation as it relates to Black men being interested in just feminine energy, period. He proceeded to apologize and he's like, I'm so sorry. Like, I just like felt like I needed to get this off my chest and at least just ask. But if I'm being honest, I was just like, okay, yeah, like that's fine. Like no harm, no foul. Like it's all good. He's like, is it okay if I just, you know, turn around and take you back home? I'm like, absolutely. Yes, please. we sat there in silence as he did it.
You even sat there in silence knowing you are a dude. Why don't you just get out the car as a man and go make your way home? Like, bro, you even lucky that, you even got that type of response after you gave them the truth. You know what I mean? Like, you know how risky it is, today's day and age, as, trans men actually going out there thinking they can finesse other men. You know how dangerous that is. You could have got yourself in a whole lot of trouble. I mean, what about if the guy was a crazy individual and was not going for it and just wanted to just do you in? Like, you put yourself in situations that you shouldn't put yourself in if you'd have been actually honest from the start, and you still allowed a guy to drop you home knowing that he doesn't deal with guys. Like, bro, what day and age are we living in right now? Because I swear to God, bro, like, God forbid, yeah, I would have been like, wait, are you still in the car? Yo, as well, the guy that even drove you home as well, bro, like, you're kind of a bit of a suspect as well, because, bro, how does that look, you driving a tran in your car? Imagine someone saw you with that tran in the car. They'd be like, yo, bro, you know who I saw the other day? He was driving the tran. Come on, bro. You should have said, excuse me, I think you should get out of my car now.
U-turn and literally drop me back off. But it goes to show that sexuality truly is a spectrum. And while people may not be into whatever parts people have or whatever the case may be, people are just attracted to energy, period, which is okay. That's totally fine. I completely respect that. I'm not one of those gays that are like, I'm gonna go get the trade and do this, that, and the third. That's really not my vibe. And if you are, I mean, pop off queen, do your big one. But I guess my biggest problem is if you had an inkling of a thought or you felt any type of way, you should have quite literally just asked. And
no, you should have been honest, because today's day and age, especially how modern females are, you can't turn around and just because you have a thought in your head about something and you just met someone and say, excuse me, are you a man? So imagine he got that wrong. Do you know how disrespectful that will be for that other person that's not a man, that will take that as an insult? But you know better, because you're still a dude. You are still a man. You still have a man intuition. You can look like a female. You can put the wig on, the lipstick, the makeup, all of that shit to look like a female. But you are still a dude, bro. Ski. You're man them with a wig on, fam. So you should still have the man intuition and the respect for yourself to say it how it is, because you know if it was a man that was straight, that did not know you was a woman, right? It's your job to tell them the truth, bro. And not accept a man to assume that they know you are a dude. You're a dude wearing a wig with makeup on, looking like a chick, and you expect him to assume you are a dude. I'm a dude. You see what I'm saying to you? A dude can see me and see I'm a dude. You feel me? A dude can look at you, especially at nighttime in a club where it's dark and you're around females that look just like you. He's gonna assume you are a chick. Bro, let's stop the cap, man. Stop the cap.
Been honest from the very beginning. Here, I spent an hour and a half getting ready for a date. Not really into it, but like I was like open to, just seeing what happens, what would, transpire out of the whole situation. And yet, here we are. Now, this is a first for me. I've never had this happen to me before. This is something new to me. I'm not humbled in the slightest because I'm a bad bitch. Look at me. Like, hello. And I know this is not in vain. I know that God has a partner for me out in the world, wherever he may be. But that shit was crazy as fuck. And for my theys, my girls, my dolls out there in the world, y'all be safe out there. Truly just be safe. Because for a slight moment in time, I was actually kind of scared for a minute. But yeah, y'all, I don't know. Am I tripping? Y'all let me know what y'all think, because I've quite literally never experienced anything like this before. Like, oh my God, I'm like kind of floored. But anyway, on to the next babes. That's fine. To Mr. Sir, Good luck to you. And yeah, I don't know, y'all. It's just so funny. I'm like literally just sitting here in silence, like, oh my God, like I need to like talk to somebody.
Do you want to know why he was scared? Because she already said, why am I saying she? Is it he? I hate when they do that to us, you know, try to confuse us. So the dude, right, was scared in the car because the dude kissed the other dude without the other dude knowing it was a dude. Because can you come on, like he's probably sitting there and you let me kiss you as well. So that's why he was scared, because you know what you did. This is what I want to say. This is my opinion. My opinion is this. I feel like for the trans community, to be honest, she was being dishonest of how she was kind of like, you know, navigating that situation that she was in, right? In the club, a guy approached you, you had a good time and you kissed him. As time went on, you know, you were speaking on the phone and whatnot, texting and whatnot. And then when the time came, he asked you in the car, I just want to know if you was a dude. And then you said it, and the reason why you were scared, because you know that you kissed him. At some point, I feel like you guys actually are taking the piss. You feel me? I feel like you guys are really dishonest as well. You've already been dishonest by actually changing the way you look to actually look like another set of human being that's not you, right? That's the first dishonesty. Actually allowing someone to know if you are a male or a female, but leading them on by assuming they're gonna know you was a male because you got flat chest. There's a lot of females out here that got flat chest, bro. Excuse that you're using as well. The fact that you know that you look like a quote unquote bad bitch, right, doesn't give you the reason for you to be finessing men out here and making them think that you are a bad bitch when you know you're not. So I feel like it's totally unacceptable that this community are actually doing that. Something did happen where he actually just lost his mind and done something to you where, you know, leaves you hurt, punched you up, or and caught a case. He's gonna look like a bad guy. You didn't tell him you was a guy, you kissed a guy without him not knowing. This client might know who they are, you know, and I want you to know that I know as well. If you do watch my show, right, what you are doing is unacceptable as well. The fact that you are going out your way to make yourself look like a boy, but you're really a girl, and you're out here making girls think that you are a boy and you're doing acts on them just because you can't do the deed with them. You're leaving them with trauma, finding out later you are a girl and you're disappearing at the scene. I want you to know that I know it's wrong what you did. You should have kept it real from the start. And this is the same type of things that's this guy is doing as well. Disingenuous at the end of the day. You're moving in bad faith. You're not being honest, and you're really actually a fraud when you do things like that. If you came up and said, you know what, I'm a dude before anything, and the person continued with the conversation, then that's different, because the guy is already, you know, co-signing you being a dude looking like a female, and that's something that he's into. But you're not giving people the opportunity to do that. You're just going out your way to just hope for the best. And I feel like you've been let down so many times of people finding out what you are and telling you straight away there and then they're not interested. And I feel like sometimes that can get tiring, right? And I will never say I understand, because that's the path that you choose. It's supposed to get tiring until you find someone that can actually, you know, get onto that little program you got going on. I think you are wrong for not letting people know from their jump exactly what you are, because you are looking like another sex. And of course, some people are going to be confused. I want to know you guys' opinion. Do you think more trans people should be more transparent from the jump? Or do you think they don't own the stranger they are meeting the truth at first and tell them later after the deed is done? I feel like it's important for people to actually say the truth from the jump. It'll actually be better for you to actually find someone that actually likes you for who you are than actually trying to fake it to get to a point where someone is telling you to get out of the car or drop you home. You know what I mean? And the fact that you made somebody drop you home, made another man drop you home, you're quite lucky, because he could have just flipped. You gave them an opportunity to actually remember that you kissed him. And when he said he wasn't interested, you should have got your ass out of that car ASAP and said, okay, cool, no problem, and left. You sitting in the car hoping the guy can change his mind. Pathetic. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. Make sure you guys lock into that, and I'll see you there. Peace. Bow.
God gave me grace. God gave me style. God gave me grace. God put a smile on my face. God made me smile on my face. God made me shine like the sun. God made me shine like the sun. Sometimes I feel like I'm the one. Sometimes I feel like it ain't my fault.